Look at this. Just look at this. This game is a remarkable piece of dog shit. This is a GTA ripoff on Steam called Streatham Hill Stories. It sells itself as a London-based Grand Theft Auto clone, but I wish they were better at cloning more aspects of GTA other than the font because, well, you'll see for yourself soon enough. There is so much going on here, I think it's just best to go through the experience of Streatham Hill Stories in chronological order.
It's going to be a bumpy ride!
The process of booting up the game alone is bizarre. Keep in mind, this is a game on Steam for $7.50. This is not some random file I found on the backlogs of Reddit. So when you go to play the game, Steam gives you 9 launch options. Not gonna go through them all, but some favorites include money font, whatever that means, and set to 1 or 2 if the game is crashing, which really sets a high bar. If we choose the first launch option, the game properly boots up and presents us with 2 choices: single player and multiplayer. Little did I know what nightmares lie on the other side of these 2 options. Actually, only one of these options, because the other one straight up doesn't do anything when you select it. There is no multiplayer experience. The game's description on Steam claims there is a free-for-all multiplayer mode, but no matter how many times you press multiplayer, nothing happens.
Nothing.
The game opens with a stunning cutscene introducing us to Streatham. Everything from the gorgeous animations to the gripping dialogue.
Yo, I just reached Streatham.
You remember Mega Bowl, yeah? I'm parked outside there. Hurry up, I'm near the bus stop.
Really sets the scene for an immersive GTA-style experience. Now we get to the gameplay, and I shit you not, this is the first impression of the gameplay I got. This is unedited footage. This is seriously how f***ed up and miserable the simple act of walking around was in the first 20 seconds of the game. Naturally, in a GTA game, my first instinct was to walk to a car and drive it. While I can technically go inside the car using the method of walking through its non-existent exterior, I can't actually enter it to drive.
What's the f***ing point?
In our first real mission, target practice, this guy gives us a gun and we shoot some targets. Once we hit all of the targets, this guy says,
Alright, cool. Meet me in the Clio behind you.
So we meet him in the Clio that is not behind us. It's actually over here. Okay, whatever. In the Clio, we stake out this guy and are told to go and steal his phone. In a dramatic fashion, we fill him with lead. Mission complete.
Hooray!
By now, I was starting to think, this game only has 5 missions. We have already done 2 of them. I was feeling pretty good, thinking I wouldn't have to spend much more time in this hellscape they call Streatham. But then... Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Scratchless, the worst mission in the history of gaming. So the mission opens with another one of the game's stylish cutscenes.
So you need to bring it to the paint spray on Aldwell Road. Follow the arrows, don't scratch it, and remember it's just a loan.
And the driving begins. Holy f***. It is unbelievable how cooked these driving controls are. And we only have 30 seconds to get to the garage. And we've got to get around all of these obstacles, which wouldn't be a problem if the driving controls weren't so cooked, but they are. Mission failed, ran out of time.
Delightful news for someone who cares.
I decided to keep driving for a bit in the hopes of getting somewhat of a grip on the driving controls, and then this happened. So I figured it was time to attempt the mission again. I walk to the spot and the cutscene starts, but the car isn't there. The car isn't there in the cutscene, and the car isn't there in the mission.
It's the damnedest thing.
How the f*** am I supposed to complete a mission where step 1 is to enter the vehicle and there is no vehicle? So I closed the game and rebooted it. Thus, the loop began. The loop of attempting the mission, failing, dying in the most broken fashion possible, before retrying the mission only to discover there is no car. Closing the game and beginning again. This went on for quite a while, only stopping occasionally to let out my anger on these passing strangers and being arrested by the police.
I can't wait to die.
Most of the time, the abhorrent controls meant I couldn't even get out of this side street in time. But on the rare occasion that I could, the car would get wrecked by some traffic choosing to spawn in the most bullshit, unavoidable fashion. It truly felt hopeless, and I don't know what kept me trying again and again until I noticed. That's the car. What's it doing out here?
What the f?
So it turns out when you fail, the car does respawn on retries, but it respawns wherever you got to on the previous attempt. I don't know if this is intentional or just broken. It's probably broken, but it means all of a sudden the mission was possible. Sometimes the car would be invisible and I'd have to walk around the area I knew it was in until it says press enter. Sometimes it would just f up the moment we got in and would have to try again. Yet every time I got one step closer, slowly but surely I inched the car forward to its destination until eventually mission failed, ran out of time.
Yeah. Again, delightful news for someone who cares.
So then I had to watch this cutscene again, except this time the guy was tiny for some reason. What is going on here? I had to walk on foot all the way to the garage, get in the car that is already in the garage to tell the game I drove it to the garage, and then mission complete. The agony of Scratchless is over.
I'm free.
The final missions included some highlights, such as there being a second version of me stuck halfway through the ground, the objective text from Scratchless still being at the bottom of the screen even though I was in another mission. While I climbed the ladder, the game also cut back to the cutscene shot from Scratchless, so this is just what I was staring at until I was at the top of the ladder. I think even the game couldn't believe Scratchless was over. Not that what you're supposed to see while climbing the ladder is much better. Another highlight includes just disappearing and reappearing on a brick roof. We got to fly a fighter jet, which is, surprise, surprise, broken and f***ed. I mean, it's all just so broken and f***ed.
I've seen enough. Shut it down.
The game's most recent update was in December 2023, casually claiming fixed a few bugs. How much is a few? I mean, what is actually the point in bothering to fix just a few bugs when this is the resulting experience? I paid money for this. Money came out of my bank account and went towards this.
I'm done! You hear me?